Hey, I'm about to freestyle for y'all, but it's a freestyle review. And not a review of a freestyle. I'm reviewing something off the top of the dome, so it's freestyle. All right, anyways. So, movie I'm gonna do is Joker 2. So I saw this movie, right? And before I saw the movie, I saw a bunch of reviews online talking about it. And I was avoiding the trailers. Like, I wasn't trying to see anything about this movie. As soon as I found out it was gonna be a musical, I was already kind of like, gosh, dang, what we doing? But I was like, all right, I know it's gonna have Lady Gaga. I don't really like musicals like that, but it still could be good. Who knows? But we'll see. But anytime they show the trailer, I was like this. I was covering my ears. I didn't want to know nothing. I wanted to be surprised. I had a lot of faith that the movie's gonna be able to pull it off somehow. I was hoping at least that it would pull it off somehow, even though I was like, why you guys doing a musical? But all right. And also some background. I did like the first one. I knew it was a little different, but just the way they told the story, the acting, the way Joker looked, everything in that movie, I really enjoyed. It was just a good story to follow. And even in the first one, I still had some things I didn't really like with the acting. Even there's some choices that I was like, I don't know about that one. But at the end of the day, if you kind of just take a step back and kind of just give the movie almost like a fresh set of eyes without this preconceived Joker lens, it works a little bit better. But and that actually leads me to my review of the second Joker 2. And I think what a lot of people are running into is this preconceived Joker lens. And it's not allowing them to really just embrace this new idea of the Joker, of what the Joker is. And I might honestly, I'm gonna drop some spoilers in here. So if you don't want no spoilers, get the get out of here. So spoilers, I'll get to those a little later. But yeah, like after I watched the movie, I told you I don't like musicals. They're gonna bring Harley Quinn into it. I didn't know what to expect. The movie is basically, you got the Joker in jail, and then he's also doing a trial thing, and then he runs into Harley Quinn. He likes her. They have some conversations. Da 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 da. Bada bing, bada boom. So it's not the movie kind of stays very localized, and that has like the little breakout of the musical thing. So first, let me talk about the musical pieces. The musical part, as I said, I didn't really like musicals, but it wasn't egregious. It wasn't like I thought that people were going to dance on like I'm the Joker. Like I was like, nah, I don't want to see that. But they don't do that. Everything is integrated into the movie. So like there'll be a scene or something happening, and it's almost like when you are in like natural life, when you walk in and you like, oh, you know what songs make me think of? Like you can tell by the way I move my life, like that kind of like, and you just singing it to yourself. Not people aren't just joining in on the street dancing with you. No, they don't do that. It's just really just the character kind of bringing a song into their current environment that kind of goes well with what's going on. And they're not really trying to do too much like creative dance steps, and people aren't coming in beating, making drums out of some chopsticks, or there's none of that. It's just all straight, like it makes and it flows. It had the music playing in the background, people are dancing. Now they also do have the scenes where it's more dreamlike sequences. And then those are a little bit more musically, where the people are dancing a little bit more and doing stuff. But the way they do it is they remove it from the actual reality. So in reality, when they do the music, it blends well into the actual scene. Very well. Like they don't even sing the whole song. They sing like just a little bit just to kind of like set the mood more so, right? And then when they do the little like kind of more musically stuff, that's more the fantasy sequences where you have Arthur is imagining these musical numbers. And these imaginations, a lot of people I saw were saying like, oh, they don't even drive the plot. They're not meant to drive the plot. Why does it have to drive the plot? I see a lot of people saying, oh, they are good musicals, they drive the plot. It drives the plot. Like, first off, no, it doesn't. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. It's not it has to do this to be good. And people keep saying that, oh, it didn't drive the plot, so it wasn't good. Like, it didn't have to drive the plot. What it was doing was setting the mindset of what Arthur was thinking at that time. So you see him dancing around with Harley Quinn. Okay, it just kind of builds that idea that he really likes her. He really feeling her. She's not really even dancing with him in those moments. That's his mind. He really feeling her like that. That's another thing that kind of throws you for a loop, because then you kind of see how Harley Quinn, when you eventually do see her pull back, you might even be like, whoa, I thought you was really into him like that. Oh, okay, hold up. Did the movie get you? Was he really into her like that? Or was that your mind? Because you see these fantasy sequences and you're like, oh, yeah. Oh, but no, not really. That's all in his mind. And that's why when he's comes to the realization of what's actually going on, he's really heartbroken by it. You could see it. That even plays into later in the movie. Now, full disclosure, I fall asleep during these dang movies, man. I don't know what's going on. I fell asleep. And it wasn't because the movie was bad. It's just because I was tired. I don't know. But that's another thing. Like, usually when I fall asleep and I wake up and I'm like, man, what's going on? If the movie's bad, I'm not even tripping. I'm just like, man, I need to get up out of here. But when I'm falling asleep and I'm still kind of engaged in the movie, that's impressive to me. And I was still engaged in what was going on in the movie, even when I was kind of like in and out. But what else? So the musical pieces, I thought they did really well. For what it was. I still would have preferred if they didn't have it in there. I still would have preferred if they just told more of a story and kind of just told a story that kind of kept on going and things kept on happening and all this. I think it would have been really cool to see, especially when you see like the visuals and when they actually do have the story, you see what's going on. You're like, they're working with a lot of ideas and a lot of things, and like, oh man, they could do so much with this. And then it's just like, we're going to do the musical stuff. And it's like, but at the end of the day, when they do it, if they could have done the musical stuff and still put the story on top of that, I would have probably been like, all right, it's cool. It's good. But, it almost seems like the musical stuff replaced the further along, a bigger story, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But at the end of the day, as I said, I was cool. I was kind of cool with how they did the musical piece. It didn't offend me like I thought it was going to. Okay, next. Acting was good. Acting was real good. Really good. I think the acting was better than the first one, honestly, if you believe that. Mainly from Joker, from Arthur. Harley Quinn, or whatever they call her name, Lady Gaga, serviceable performance. Serviceable to good. The surrounding people, good. One of the things I like about the way they do the Joker like background characters, they really like make the background characters like real characters in their own right. Like, you'll see stuff happen, you'll hear conversations happening, and it's not the camera's not even focused on them, but it's still building like the atmosphere very well. So they did a really good job with all that. Some really great scenes in the movie. And the part that I'm gonna get to now, this is the part where I think people are making the biggest kind of tripping on. Like, all right, so at the end of the movie, another complaint before I get to that, a lot of people were saying like, oh, the Joker, he's acting very unjokery. And so that gets back to my thing of, you have a preconceived notion of the Joker. I get it. I would agree that watching this, you might be like, the Joker wouldn't do that. The Joker ain't like that. Like, I saw him in the first movie. He was becoming the Joker. What happened to it? What happened? Like, okay, we get it. I get it. I got it. Okay. But have you ever thought about this? The Joker character, Arthur, is a very complex character, even in the first movie. You see, he's a very kind person, and he's just being treated bad. That is already kind of not jokery right there. Like, the Joker we know is just, he just likes to, he enjoys being bad and evil just to spite Bruce Wayne. That's all we really know. I mean, I know there's a bunch of other stories and side stories also. I'm not a Joker expert, but for the most part, that's what your general audience knows. The Joker just likes causing chaos and being crazy. So the fact that we even see how Arthur is in the first movie, that's already not jokery. And y'all like that. But then when he doesn't go the arc that you thought he was going to go, I think we all thought he was going to get more jokery. Nah, he didn't. He didn't get more jokery. And that's okay. And I think that's the biggest thing. That's okay. And I think once you accept that that's okay, then when you see that not happen, when you see him revert back to some other ways, then you're like, okay, that's fine. It's not egregious. It's not, oh, this is a slap in the face. Oh, they ain't undoing anything. His character to me, is very realistic. Like, sometimes you do things and you get like praised for the things that you're doing, and you kind of lean into a little bit and get more praise and lean into it more. Then before you know it, you're somebody that you aren't really. You're someone that, you're a character of what your real self. And even actors and singers will tell you, like, there's me on stage and then there's me. There's real me. People know the real me. And I think that's what happened with him. He realized he had built some sort of kind of movement, following, support with this character he was playing, but that wasn't him all the time. And that's the other thing. He still does Joker things, but he doesn't walk around being the Joker character 24/7. He cares about people. He wants to be nice. He wants to. He doesn't. He almost his Joker reactions are almost a response versus like just how he is all the time. He does have mental issues. You see that, and that's kind of always there. But like this idea of him just being like very, nonchalant about pain and suffering and stuff. In the first movie, we know that's part of a condition that he has, where it's not like he laughs at people's pain. He just laughs because that's his response a lot of times. When he himself is getting punished, he laughs, and not because he likes it. He tells you he doesn't like it, but it's just his mechanism. So we already know the Joker is not from the first movie. Is not the Joker that we are expecting. So I don't know why a lot of people got thrown for a loop when he started kind of going back to being more Arthur-y and not as Joker-y. So another thing, I think that is on purpose. I think that's that misdirection that you're getting thrown for. And I think a lot of people just took the misdirection and they got juked out. And now they on the floor holding their ankles, but they trying to point to the person that juked them out like, no, that's illegal. Like, no, you got juked out, my good friend. So, all right. And then, my last thing, and then this kind of like is the other controversial piece, is at the very end, we see, spoiler alert, Joker gets stabbed, killed, and by a guy that starts laughing kind of maniacally. And then you see him try to carve his face almost like a smile. And then I guess a lot of people are speculating, because it's not confirmed, speculating that maybe that's the real Joker. And this Arthur character was like just inspiration. And then people are like, oh, that's oh, we don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah. I'm like, hold up. With all these movies that come out, and especially comic book world, we have, a new Captain America coming out. We're going to have new, like, superheroes being replaced by superheroes. New versions of superheroes happens all the time. This could be kind of what I see this as is, like, for this universe, like, this was the original Joker and how he started, and then someone came and took that kind of title and that persona to another level, and then became more like the Joker we know and we understand. So that's kind of how I connect that. So what we've been watching is people saying, no, that's not Joker. No, this is a Joker. If not maybe the original Joker, and a very realistic idea of a Joker, in my opinion. And what we see is how this normal man with mental issues turns into this kind of Joker character and fights with the character that because he still thinks, and it's like, wrestles with a little bit, gets the notoriety, and kind of feeling it a little bit. And then at the same time, he still is himself a little bit. It's still getting done wrong, but still kind of mixing the two, the Joker ideas and then himself and everything, and wanting to kind of be happy and have a good life until he finally getting, killed unceremoniously, which I thought was kind of unceremonious. I would have wished it was a little bit better. I wish he would have fought back or something. I wish he would have, had a Joker versus Joker fight. That'd have been tight. But, and then you see that Joker, that his demise. But on top of that, we see how a new Joker is going to come around, maybe in a future film. I'm hoping that they actually do make a number 3. It won't have Joaquin Phoenix in it, but I think they have a good place to start with the number 3 for another kind of Joker. If they decide to go that route, that would be very interesting, in my opinion. And don't make it a musical. Don't make it a musical. All right. But yeah, so that's kind of how I see it. I know a lot of people are gonna say it's bad, it's bad. I think it's worth watching, and it's just a matter of kind of like framing, in my opinion. And if your mind is already framed a certain way, I can see how you're gonna come out thinking the way they thinking. But from a technical aspect, everything is there. The visuals, the acting, the quotables, it's all there. It's the good movie is there. I just think it's like I made you a good dish and I called it pizza, but you like, this ain't a pizza, this sucks. But what I actually gave you was like a filet mignon on bread with some sauce, and I was like, it's deconstructed pizza, and you're like, hey, this ain't no pizza. I'm Italian or something, and you're like, hey, we don't make pizza like this. It sucks, and I was like, but it's still good. So I think it was the misdirection that took a lot of people. But anyways, I'm giving Joker, let me see, on a scale from 1 to 10, I give it an 8. I give it an easy 8. I'll give it an easy 7.5. Actually, easy 7.5. A hard 8.5. So you could basically, what I'm saying is, it'll be hard for you to give it anything less than a 7.5, but I can see you argue for 8.5. I can see the argument for it. I can see the argument for it. I'm not saying it's 8.5, but I can see the argument for it, and I might be able to go with it because I want to watch it again. Man, that musical piece, they didn't have the musical in there, but anyways. So that's my thoughts. I saw people going in on the movie. I was like, ain't no one saying anything. Like, I saw the mixed positive. I'm coming out saying I liked it. I'm saying I liked it. You got a problem with that? Come talk to me. I'm the new movie review. All right, I'm out.